Yo, Eric Taylor, BigEAstrology, Astro-Weather weekend. The moon's in Taurus. It's Friday the 13th. Who's gonna play Jason? Gemini moon weekend. Pew. Grand Rising, good people. It's Eric Taylor, BigEAstrology. I'm kind of playing on injured reserve. I guess football would be questionable, but I'm still playing today and then tomorrow for coffee talk. I woke up with like some strain or strained muscle or something that goes from my shoulder, wraps down to my rib cage and outer lung. I don't know, your boy's in pain, but I'm here. How are you? Friday, December 13th. Happy birthday, Sagittarius. We got the moon finishing up in Taurus. So basically at 12 noon Eastern, it's at 29 degrees. So it will go in a little bit probably before 1 p.m. Eastern into Gemini. And that would give us 2.5 days. So basically it's a Gemini moon weekend. We could on the West Coast get to the Cancer moon at 0 degrees on Sunday night at midnight, but it's not definite. Either way, how you feeling? So we're going to look at this weekend. I mean, we got so much going on. I hate to talk about like the world news, but to be honest with you, if it wasn't for doing this Astro-Weather, I would not keep up with what's going on. The drones in New Jersey. Kirby says, don't worry about it. It's nothing. Yeah, that's not what the people are seeing. It is, I don't know what it is. Aliens, illegal drones, this, that. I doubt it's from regular citizens of America. But it's not just New Jersey headed towards Long Island, but people are seeing sightings in Minnesota and Miami as well. So if you've seen anything, comment down below or whatever. But, what can you do? I would say always faith over fear. There's nothing to fear. But just be prepared. That's part of this whole Project Bluebeam. Anything could be shot up and holographic and the voice of God in the sky and yada yada. Don't be fooled. Do. So, how you been feeling? This Pluto Aquarius, it's been really, I'm still detoxifying. I think wifey and I are on day 9. We're going to try to go to 16 days. So hold us up in prayer. I got toxins coming out of my body. This is intense. I think the longest I ever done was like 9 or 10 days. I think wifey was like 11 or 12. So for us to try to go for 16, which would be to next Friday. Adios mijo, Lucy. It's a lot. But but now I've been doing the warm. So I'm finishing up my warm lemon drink. Which has cooled down a little bit. Ugh. So we're also dealing with G7, Russia hitting the energy things in Ukraine, all those meetings talking about Syria and the Syrian new government's like, hey, we're going to, put in a government. It is what it is. I don't really believe anything about this shooter. I don't care. Even what other astrologers say about his chart. This guy was set up to receive a huge inheritance from his family. And when you have a family trust, if someone's a felon, they may not be able to get that money. And his family is in politics. He went to freaking Harvard. Nothing adds up. Okay? And the fact that he was in a McDonald's and all these things linked to the number 286, it's fugazi, okay? More distractions to get you off of the trail of the politicians and celebrities connected with Diddy, what's up with Jay-Z, LeBron James, Ellen, all these people. But let's focus on the astrology. That's what you're here for. The rest of it's silliness. Let's focus on your lives because, with this sun getting to, and Mercury's still retrograde, right? Coming up on Sunday, it ends the 15th. So watch my Gemini full moon video. That's 6:02 a.m. Put your crystals out, your moon water, and then write down some desires of abundance. You don't want you receiving with gratitude because Sagittarius is about abundance and blessings. And Gemini full moon, 23 degrees is communication, and 23 is a very innovative, right, Aquarius degree, but it's a very, I think it's still within the North Node lunar mansion, and the sun right now is still in the Venus lunar mansion, third decan. So that's the Sagittarius Leo decan. So get flossing, flaring, and stunting on you, you know. But it's all about the heart chakra. It's all about your spiritual discipline. Please, people, no days off. This is how you're going to integrate Pluto Aquarius, Pisces North Node, Uranus Gemini, Saturn and Neptune going into Aries, retrograding back. Everything moves in permanently. Saturn, Neptune, Uranus in 2026, February and April. Okay? So we're going to get little sneak previews in 2025, though. And then they'll ingress in and retrograde back. But we've really got to... We've got to expand our mind and consciousness, and that's what this Gemini full moon is about. There's no looking back. There isn't. I mean, this moon being conjunct Jupiter, it's speaking about the expansion of our language, our communication, our data, our information, our day-to-day, hand-to-hand things. And we have to focus on our health. Something's coming in 2025. I don't know if it's bird flu, COVID-24, SARS, fruits, vegetables. You need your magnesium, your iron, your sea moss, your vitamin D. I would, even throw in the calcium. But pre-probiotics, you've got to be maniacal intentional about your health. Okay? Iron, magnesium, and vitamin D. Oh, and omega-3. You can do that every day. You want to throw in a little bit of zinc or whatever, but you want to be prepared for anything and everything. Winter starts. Winter starts on the 21st, 20th? So Capricorn season's coming. And Anjani will be here live with me this Wednesday. We're going to be starting to talk about the solstice and Capricorn season to get you ready. Sunday night, wife and I will kind of wrap up the Sagittarius talk, talking about the Sagittarius moon and Neptune, which she has both. So we're going to talk about that. So it should be fun. I'm challenging wifey. She has to, I forgot, I got to send her the videos to watch so she can speak with some astrology fluency about having the Sagittarius moon and Neptune. All right? That should be fun. I love you guys. Let's get to the Astro-Weather weekend. We'll be on Sunday for episode 278 at 7:15 p.m. And next Wednesday will be episode 279. Next week is 3 shows. Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. Then I'm going to probably take about a week off and either come back on the 30th or 31st. I may do a show here and there. We'll see. Because my older son's coming into town, and it's family time. The Taylors, can you imagine? BigEAstro actually gets to rest a little bit. Yeah, rough game last night. Props to the Rams. Don't sleep on them. They can make the playoffs and be dangerous. Half a game behind the Seahawks. We'll see if the Seahawks lose to the Packers, then the Rams would be tied for first. And my Steelers play the Eagles. I think we're going to pull off the upset. People don't think we're going to win. I think we're going to win 26-24. I think the Lions will hold off the Bills 31-30. And I think the Packers will beat the Seahawks 27-23. Eric Taylor, BigEAstrology, Astro-Weather weekend. Let's get into this Taurus, un poquito, Gemini moon and the Gemini full moon Sunday morning. BigEAstrology. Pew. All right, forget about a Friday day. The planet Venus, 12 noon, 9 a.m. Pacific. Not looking at a particular ascendant. You see the Sagittarius sun at 22 degrees, the bee's knees. We'll get back to, let's look over at the Scorpio. You see the Mercury retrograde, and it's getting down pretty low. But the Scorpio, Juno, and Lilith, that pith. Remember, the Lilith will be squaring Venus in Aquarius, right? We're starting to already feel that energy. And you see Pluto, Ceres, and Venus. So the full moon Venus will be at 9 degrees, squaring Lilith exactly, which is really going to be interesting about food, finances, and relationships. All right, some things can get explosive. Saturn's moving slow, it's direct. Neptune's moving slow, it's direct. This sun will be squaring Neptune shortly. And the Aries North Node, it's going to be going down to 2 degrees shortly, it's at 3 degrees. Listen, until January 11th, it's time to be brave, courageous, and initiate. We should be like that always. But when the North Node is in Aries, good people, and the Libra South Node, we have to kind of let go of the passive-aggressive nature and relationships that are not bringing fairness, harmony, and peace to our lives, and then move forward bold and brave and courageous, being our assertive selves, initiating. Kind of being the pioneer maverick of our own lives. I got one heat down below and one heat on the shoulder. It is what it is. So that's important. Aries doesn't want to hear no and doesn't ask your opinion. Aries just gets it done. My father was Aries. I know that few of my best friends are Aries. So yeah. Okay. We're dealing with the Uranus, still retrograde. Wow, down to 20. Well, still at 24. It's been at 24 for a while. But this moon is still in Taurus. So the moon this morning, and this could be affecting, right? Some sensory stuff, some soreness. Uranus conjunct moon. Anybody who's got a natal Taurus sun or moon, you could be feeling this. But it also can give you downloads in nature when you're grounding and earthing. Uranus and Taurus is literally hashtag New Earth. But this Taurus moon, it's really in a nice position. It was exalted from 10 to 23 degrees. And now it's in the lunar mansion of Mars, right? And so then when we get into the air sign, it will go to Mars to about 3 degrees in Gemini. And if it's a 29, it should finish up at about 5 and 6, basically around 5 degrees, or really maybe 4 degrees, 5 degrees East Coast, 6 degrees West Coast. Okay. So in Gemini, so it should be around 11, maybe 12, Saturday morning, 12 noon for coffee talk. Make sure you sign up. It's going to be really fascinating. These two gentlemen, they're going to be around for a while. RFK Jr. and Elon Musk. You may trust neither. You may trust one. You may trust both. But I think it's important to see who they are and to kind of learn. Obviously, Elon is going to be, him and Vivek are part of this Doge thing, and he owns X and used to own PayPal and SpaceX and all these other things he's involved in, Tesla, but he's definitely going to be involved in a government now. And RFK Jr. could be part of the health ministry, and he wants to change things with fluoride, vaccines, the FDA, pharmaceuticals, pesticides in our food. And I don't see how anybody could think that's bad unless you're, living under a rock, So I don't know. To me, I can only see benefits. Jupiter, it's doing its thing, and it's still retrograde. So it's kind of, you're feeling that square to Saturn. Remember I told you start to feel it more. And I think it will get a little bit closer before it goes direct I believe in January. And so, this is where there can be some restrictions to communicating about your wisdom, beliefs, and philosophies. Hence, January 19th could be the end of TikTok. We'll see. And they're building up some new sites. I don't know. I'm not into, all that stuff. If they take away TikTok, then I'll just do Instagram, X, YouTube, and Facebook. It's too much as it is. As an entrepreneur, it's a lot. And make sure you follow me on TikTok and subscribe on YouTube, but follow me on Instagram and TikTok and X. It's all BigEAstro. Please support your boy if you're on any of these social media platforms. And, have a good Friday. It is date night, Venus Aquarius. It's a good time to get with holiday parties. And let's be honest, this Mars in Leo, 5 degrees, Mars retrograde has really been affecting everybody. You're seeing, this is affecting the wars, the rhetoric, we're going through these revolutions. You're seeing a theme, right? Even in our own country, right? We haven't had all three parties and with one, all three legislative branches with one party. I think it may have been since Clinton or may have been before him. I can't remember, but it's been a long time. Congress, Senate, and the president all Republican. That's kind of a revolution. Revolting against the way that the Democrats have been taking this country. The immigration, the transgender movement, the this, the that. I think some people were pushing back and saying we want some normal things. But, forget all that aside. And, I want you guys to know I have no issues. Yes, I will tell you, I think there's a man and a woman. There's two genders. But I have no problem if someone wants to transition. I've had clients who have transitioned, and I have no issue with that. I applaud, you know what I mean? I don't have any prejudice in me. That's not how I function in life. And I have, I was a professional actor. I have gay and lesbian friends, dear close friends. So I don't have any issues with that stuff. My issue is when you try to brainwash, manipulate, and control children, okay? Because that can get dangerous. This Mars, though, is still, as it's retrograding, is trining the Aries North Node. So this is the time to go for the boost. This is the time to use the jetpack, the fuel. Revisit things that you didn't take charge in that should have been initiated from your heart and your creativity. Okay, so go write the book, go get a promotion, go start a new job, go start your own business. Hit me up for a business birth chart. Those are getting real popular lately. I'm telling you, this is the time. You want to become a professional astrologer? Reach out to me, I just decided I switched it up, I think to 8 weeks, but it's not cheap, but it's really good. 8 weeks, 75 minutes, I think it's 1,500. But you will learn how to read a natal birth chart, okay? I originally had it for 6 or 7, but I realized, you need more time. And I want to really, get it in. Just the basics, to be able to interpret and read charts for your friends and your family. You would have to come back for like level 2 stuff to get deeper. But I'm going to teach you the basics, okay? But you got to put in the work too. This doesn't just come easy overnight. You have to do a lot of repetition, a lot of reading, a lot of memorization. And this Mercury it's not really aspecting anything, but this Sagittarius sun is, the Mercury is kind of sextile to Venus. And the Venus is opposing to Mars, Obviously, Venus at 7 is kind of past it, but you can still feel it. So there can be some real authentic heart discussions that need to be had in relationships, friendships, with groups, groups versus authorities, about women's rights, about freedom and liberation for women, right? That deals with, controlling your own body. I tell people, right, I'm pro-choice and pro-life, and you're like, well, that doesn't make sense. Yeah, it does. Because if you're a human being, you're not in support of just crazy, wild west of abortion, but you're also in support of a woman's right to choose, because a government or a man should not tell a woman what to do with her own body, even though she is the portal of life between dimensions. Women are sacred, and maybe we need to start treating them with some more love and respect. All right, that's the Astro-Weather for Friday the 13th. I played Jason. Oh my God, those movies scared me when I was younger, watching them alone. Exorcist, Damien the Omen, Friday the 13th, Halloween, Loogie Woogies. Freddy, Nightmare on Elm Street, I used to watch with my friends, but I've seen some of those movies by myself, home alone, because I had cable. Yeah, I was a little spoiled. I had HBO and cable. But that's all right. Thank you, Mom. I love you and miss you. Eric Taylor, Big E Astrology. Let's get to Saturday. Sábado, Saturn. Pew. Yo, Seeking Saturday. How you feeling? Wake up. 12 noon, 9 a.m. Pacific. That's coffee talk time. And the rising for coffee talk will be Aquarius. Isn't that perfect? Oh my gosh. Talking about Elon and RFK, you should have an Aquarius rising, even though they are Leo and Cancer risings. They are very Aquarius people, thinking about health, science, technology, and the future, innovation. That's something. Are no accidents. And the moon is in Gemini. What did I say it may be at? 10 or 11? Did I say that? Or I said 12? Oh my God, 14 degrees. That's sucker. I feel like time's moving faster because it's 6 degrees, you guys, every 12 hours, right? So from 12 noon and then going to, well, that's true. That makes sense, to midnight. So it should have been, yeah, because 12 hours would move 6 degrees. So it should have gone from 29 to about 5, and then, 6 West Coast. And then from midnight, it goes to 12 noon, another 6 degrees. So that should get you around 12 degrees. The most 13, it's at 14. You see that? It's moving faster. Astrologically, I just proved it to you. Time keeps on slipping into the future. So the Gemini moon should finish up around 20, 21 degrees. So I guess we will get to the Cancer moon Sunday night. Real late. But this Gemini moon on Saturday will be conjunct Jupiter. That's really good for teaching astrology, communicating, expanding your mind and consciousness. So the Gemini moon early in the morning was opposing Mercury, and then we'll finish up headed towards the opposition Sunday morning with 6 a.m. So 6 a.m. is at 23 degrees. So that tells you right there, right, with the Gemini full moon, 6:02 a.m., from 6 a.m., right, to 12 noon, that's 3 degrees. And then, so 9. So it will get to about 7. It should get to about 2 degrees Cancer. So we got a little Gemini Cancer weekend. Un poquito. All right. So Saturday is day of spiritual discipline, but working out, lifting weights. The moon squaring Saturn, you could feel a little emotionally restricted, not sure what to get for Christmas gifts. You're like, I don't know if I'm connecting with relatives this year about Christmas. I don't feel like traveling. Oh, I want to travel, but I don't want to travel with these relatives. No, I don't want to go to my uncle's house. I don't want to go to my grandma's house this year. I don't want to go to my mom's. I'm going to stay at my spouse's family. Like all these things, moon square Saturn in terms of the travels. This is definitely, bringing up some stuff. The Sagittarius sun was trining, and I'm sorry I didn't get to mention it too much, trining Chiron. It's kind of past that trine now, but obviously we still got the node trining Mars, and we got a grand fire trine. So Mercury and Sag, it's close enough now, 6 degrees, to the Aries North Node at 3 and Mars at 5. So when you're dealing with the North Node, Mercury and Mars retrograde, it's telling you to initiate things that you were thinking about before around education, your beliefs and philosophies about creative endeavors that like now you need to revisit and complete them or get them done, or where you missed an opportunity to take charge and initiate, now you should be initiating. So that's huge for Saturday and for this Gemini full moon, because that's what it's all about. This grand fire trine is really powerful. You still have the South Node and Lilith. It's kind of, with the Venus, it's 5-degree orb in terms of the trine. It's more focused on Ceres and Pluto. And so this can bring opportunities to transmute or transform relationships from the past, business relationships, people you've met over the internet, friend or for dating or intimacy, all this stuff, business opportunities coming up again from the past. I told you I had people come back up that may want to be podcast guests. And, if you do something interesting and you are it doesn't even have to be in the spiritual realm. I like to interview people. You just have to be interested and open to astrology, but you got to have an interesting story, and it's something that is really trying to advance and help the collective. And I'm looking even for people who make spiritual jewelry. So if you out there make astrology and numerology jewelry, I would love to have you on the podcast. So reach out to me, Eric, at BigEAstrology.com, or if you've got a book that you're writing about aliens or NDE or UFOs or astrology, human design, numerology, reach out to me. I would love to interview you on my Knowledge is Love Astrology podcast. But I'm open to athletes, comedians, I think with astrology, I know with astrology, I can apply it to anyone's life and see really their gifts and talents and who they are through the Map Your Life, the Remembrance of Your Soul, the natal birth chart. That's what I do, baby. So have a good Saturday. Machines, work out, lift weights. I may have strained myself lifting weights yesterday. Went a little crazy for try it Thursday. Should have been doing. I did squat a lot actually. So that's what the strained muscle could be. Duh, Eric. Duh. All right, let's get to Sunday. The Gemini full moon, 6:02 a.m. Big E Astrology. Put your crystals out Saturday night, your moon water and your positive affirmations of abundance, right? You are in receiving and gratitude. Thank you, God. Thank you, Yeshua. Thank you, universe, for providing, right? Love you. Big E Astrology. Yo, sleep on it Sunday. Moon River. What's up? Happy Gemini full moon. I hope you enjoyed it. Sunday morning. I hope you and you can even let your crystals charge in the sun during the day. You can bring your moon water in as you wake up. But then you want to read off after your words or statements of abundance. Then you read them again. Read them as you put them out, and then read them again when you come back in, okay, with the moon water. And you put it under the moon water. Let's try it together, and then let me know any abundance or blessings. Now, this can play out for a full year or 6 months with the Gemini new moon. But it could be to next year with the Gemini full moon. So don't think things are going to happen like boom right away, but really pay attention to what you wrote and keep it, because it could manifest within the next 6 months to 12 months. Quite literally, I'm telling you. So really have the mindset and the expectation of things coming to fruition, to reality, to your life. You speak it. We're co-creators, right? So Sagittarius sun, good people, 12 noon, 9 a.m. Pacific, and we're rocking now 24 degrees. The lunar mansion behind that is the sun on Sunday, the day of the sun, the solar day. Not the day of that's not, we're not honoring God on Sunday, we honor God on Saturday. Okay, we got to get that right. As Christians, the Jews have it right. That's the day of the real Sabbath. So the sun is honoring like the sun god. That's a whole nother deeper conversation that we're not going to talk about right now. It's the Astro-Weather. But, Sagittarius is moving along. You see Mercury after this full moon. And, oh, the Gemini moon should be past 23 degrees, right? We went at that 14. Which still doesn't make sense to me. How did it move so fast? Look at that. So this is where I'm actually bugging, because every 2 hours the moon moves 1 degree. It's in a sign for 60 hours. How do we go from 14 getting down to about 21? Well, I guess that does make sense. To 12 noon, it would get to 28. Well, it should be around 26, 27 if we're being honest, but it's at 28. So I still think it's moving a smidget faster than normal. Instead of like 60 hours, I feel like it's spending 56 or 58 hours in each sign. Somebody let me know what you think about it. Because that's the general rule. It's in the sign and house 2.5 days, 60 hours. And now it's seeming like it's 56, 58 hours. What do you think? Am I onto something? So 28 degrees, that means it will go into Cancer, right? 2 degrees would make it to 0. 2 degrees is 4 hours, so around 4 p.m. So really it'd be around a little after 3 p.m. the moon will get into Cancer on Sunday. Okay? So that Cancer moon at 0 degrees will make a in conjunction quincunx to Aquarius, not really understanding or seeing each other clearly. It's more subtle, but it can be strong. And, you know, you're really seeing the Gemini moon squaring Neptune. So Sunday could feel a little dreamy, right? Remember, because the full moon, it's headed towards the square Neptune. But then even after that, when it hits the Neptune exactly, you're kind of like in this set, you know, the T-square. So it's Sun, Moon, Neptune, and there can be this emphasis on the only way for the real clarity is through your spiritual discipline. And Sag and Gemini are having you to expand your consciousness to see through the illusions, the deceptions, to see through where we lied to ourselves and where we've been deceived and lied to try to communicate or dissipate through the fog, or really heighten or increase our expansion of spiritual gifts, abilities, and knowledge. So that's what this is really all about. So I hope you really take advantage of this Gemini full moon. It's about dreaming a new dream, visualizing and creating a new reality. And that new dream is the new level and new form of abundance that you want over every aspect of your life. Health, wealth, community, you know. That's what it's all about. These toxins are crazy. I'm like peeling out of my skin. I'm going to tell you, when you do a detox, man, it comes out everywhere. But still need to do a parasite cleanse. This isn't a parasite cleanse, but it's getting out a lot of stuff, mainly inflammation and mucus, but even more. So, you know, Mars still at that 5 degree, the Aries North Node, right, down to the 2 degrees. So Mercury is stationing direct, and a little bit later. So after 12 noon Eastern, I forgot the exact time, but it's this afternoon or evening, Mercury will station direct. So remember, the full moon, it's still retrograde, but it's about to station direct. So it's where now we can really move forward, right? Although Jupiter is still retrograde, and so is Uranus and Chiron and Mars. But it's very rare when we have nothing retrograde. I remember it was sometime last year for a bit. But, you know, have a good Sunday. Explore, you know, Sagittarius season. It's cold. Get outside. Left hand on a tree. Receive the wisdom and knowledge of sentient beings. Connect to the mushrooms. I'm telling you, I'm going to stay dedicated, wife and I. We made that commitment to the 20th. And we'll be on next Sunday and the 20th on Friday to... Wednesday will be Anjani Seagrass. Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern will be Ryan Railsback, Psychic Medium, MK Ultra Survivor. And we're going to get real deep. And then Sunday, so the fast will be over. So I'm going to definitely be eating a lot of apples, get some berries, smoothies, avocado, a lot of vegetables. I'm not going to try to do any bread or starch, probably not even any eggs, none of that stuff. I'm going to really try to do fruits and veggies for a bit, and we'll see what we do Christmas dinner. I told wifey, I don't want you cooking so much. You got to relax. She went OD on Thanksgiving. Christmas dinner, just like 4 or 5 things. 2 vegetables, either rice or mac and cheese, and maybe a pie. She wants to make a sweet potato pie. I'm never going to stop my wife from making a pie. And then maybe a meat or 2 meats. We'll see. Maybe like a fish we don't do chicken, turkey. We don't even do lamb anymore. So it would either be like, steak, salmon, scallops. I'm fine with whatever. But I am weaning off the fish because the fish has parasites. Unless you get a deep fish, like an Arctic chard, and there's some others, you have to Google it. All fish, that's why wolves, they only eat the fish head. I learned that from Joseph Octaviani, from Life the Plant Way, my brother. Go watch that episode with him. It's really good. Oh, go watch on the homepage. My main episode is female entrepreneur Elizabeth Broussard with her hemp company. She has hemp popsicles. They are helpful. Can help you sleep. She sent me some. I've tried it. It's amazing. Tastes good, and you sleep like a baby. She's got, I think, THC and CBD. Go check her out. This is an Aquarius business, you guys. But then after that, I'm going to put up Life the Plant Way, Joseph Octaviani, as we, go into the Capricorn season. Capricorn moon. That's my moon. All right. I love you. Astro-Weather Weekend. Eric Taylor, BigEAstro. Sign up. I'm cutting off Coffee Talk tonight at midnight. It's too much in the morning to try to get people to pay. And I'll be sending out the Zoom link. So, and I'm going to try to start doing the Zoom links like in advance earlier. I should just be doing that. But I like to send it out all at one time, and everybody likes to book late for Coffee Talk. But that's okay. I'm thankful that you come. I really appreciate it, and it's nice, 11th House crew. You meet people all over the world, but you get to learn and talk about astrology. It's awesome. It's amazing. All right? Astro-Weather Weekend. Eric Taylor, BigEAstro. Have a good Sabado. And like I said, the Cancer moon should finish up at about 4 degrees, 4 or 5 degrees Cancer. All right? Astro-Weather Weekend. Pew. That's it, the Astro-Weather Weekend. Eric Taylor. I'm your charming, presentable host of the Astro-Weather Weekend Report with a little un poquito Taurus, Gemini, Cancer moon. Mainly a Gemini moon weekend. Definitely Cancer, like I said, around 3 p.m. or after 3 p.m. Eastern. And, really take advantage of this Gemini full moon energy. It's the last full moon of the year. It's about expanding your wisdom, beliefs, philosophies, and consciousness, and your information, your data. Be curious, right? You want to understand that we are not alone, right? To quote the best Negro poet ever, Michael Jackson, right? We are not alone, and the aliens are in the oceans, beyond the ice wall, whatever. But we do have interstellar or intergalactic beings, and there's nothing to fear. They've always been here. They're in our government. They're everywhere. But there's some good ones and bad ones. So what we've got to do is have the spiritual discernment, open up the third eye, and expand your thought process, your consciousness, and just know that 2025, you got to expect the unexpected. It's going to be even more intense than 2024. But I've been telling you this since 21, 22. Okay, so breathe, stay positive, faith, Enjoy my Yankees, Knicks, and Steelers. Yankees got a good pitcher. Right? What is it? Max Fried. We're looking to maybe get Christian Walker at first base. Juan Soto went to the Mets. Forget you, Juan Soto. But yeah, maybe the Jets beat the Jaguars, get a win finally. But enjoy the Astro-Weather weekend. Ravens are going to stomp over the Giants. Jets and Giants need to just keep losing. Don't even try to win. You need to get the best draft pick possible because your teams are just... Jets are better in terms of players, but they both have got to figure out quarterback because I think Aaron Rodgers may be done. Now, I love Aaron Rodgers. I want him on a podcast, but I don't... Unless he's not 100% healthy, he hasn't looked like himself. And some of it could be the coaching and offensive line. I would give Aaron Rodgers one more season with the Jets. But they got to think about drafting somebody now. Let him learn under Aaron Rodgers for a year. You don't want a rookie to start right away anyway. Some do and do great, and not all do. But the top quarterbacks are looking to be Shedeur Sanders and Cam Ward. So sorry, I got to talk sports sometimes. I'm a guy's guy. Enjoy the Astro-Weather weekend. Sagittarius, hit me up with the birth chart sale. 162, 252. Eric at BigEAstro.com to the 20th. Capricorn, you're the 21st. It'll be coming up. 244 for the custom video summary and 163 for the live chart reading. Okay, so I'm hooking you up. I'm a Capricorn moon. So much love, and that's for Sun Moon Risings. Enjoy the Astro-Weather weekend. Be smart, be safe, be careful. That's my saying. And I love you, and enjoy the weekend. And yeah, put out your moon water, your crystals, and your abundance letter. Give it a try. It can't hurt you. BigEAstro. See you at Coffee Talk. Reach out to me. $22, RFK Jr., Elon Musk. If you can't make it live, you can still pay to receive the recording. It's going to be worth it, I promise you. Peace. Pew.